What is up, guys, and welcome to a hangout session. We're going to be talking about the RS4 right now. I just gave the car back, and it was sad, man. It was sad. I had the RS4 for a week, so I'm going to talk to you guys about number one, why it's my least favorite RS, and number two, what it's like to live with the RS4 for a week. But first, they just want to send a quick shout out to the Roux family. Francois Roux passed away a couple of days ago in a bike accident, and yeah, now he was one of those guys that really made a difference on the scene by doing stuff way back in the day that not a lot of people were doing. So guys like me could learn from it. So just to give you an example, I worked with him. I think it was at Mediclinic. I worked with him there. I was in IT at the time, and I was busy building a 120Y with a 4AGE engine. That never fucking happened, but that's another story. So then he told me, very important, if you're going to put that engine in that car, make sure, because of the way the leaf springs are at the back, make sure you put in stuff so that it doesn't get axle tramp. So you know when the wheel bounces like that when a car pulls away fast? That's axle tramp. So he told me this, right? And I remember that. I don't know why I remember that. But to this day, I see so many guys still not doing that and having the same problem. Something that this guy knew flipping decades ago. So Francois Roux, to the Roux family, Francois, you will be missed, my man, and my condolences to the family. Whew. Okay, so on to the RS4, and as I said, I just got a call back now, and I'm gonna answer the Q&As for you guys because there's a bunch of Q&As from Instagram. So just for you guys that aren't on my Instagram, at Performance page on Instagram and Facebook, and obviously YouTube. And the thing is, on the Instagram page, I do these Q&As. So I'm going to be doing this now and then answering them here. So I can do it nice and long form sort of answers, 331 kilowatts, 2.9 V6 twin turbo. It's not the old V8 anymore. And, yo, man, Audi doesn't know how to make bad cars nowadays. That's the thing. So I've got the questions in front of me here. We're going to start with Muffin Man CPT. We asked a bunch of questions, so I'm just going to go through them quickly. This is Turbo, to answer your one question about Turbo. And can you make this car stance? I think this car will look tight if it was stanced. I really do. I know Brandon from Profit's got a silver one that looks amazing, and it's not the Quattro or anything. I don't think it's the RS or anything like that. It's just big ass wheels and it's slammed to the ground and it looks tight. Why does everyone want to go for the RS4? Okay, I think it's the reason people like the RS4 or any RS cars is because you can do a lot of things. But I'm going to get more into that later on. The Dirty Dutchman compared to the C63S and M3. Yo, look. It's a difficult comparison. I think the M3 and the C63S are probably better cars in a lot of ways, but as far as usability goes, man, you can't beat this RS4. As far as like everyday usability goes, and practicality and space and speed, like even with the M3 or something that's not four-wheel drive, when you put your foot down, you're always a little bit worried, like, is there going to be a patch of water there, oil there, or you could lose it at any point, even with the traction controls on and the aids on. Those things work really well, but I generally prefer to drive those things off most of the time, except when I'm testing cars, of course. If it was my own car, I'd probably have off a lot of the times, but there's still that trepidation of, hey, is this thing gonna flip and bite me in the ass now or not? Even if you can control it, even if you have controlled it before. If you've crashed once in your life and you know what it's like to crash, you know that you can crash again. so I still get nervous when I drive real drive cars, but with the Audi, that's gone. So those nerves don't exist anymore, and in that way it just makes it a better road car for any condition. Even when the road's a little bit damp, I can come in hot and brake late and get on the power quite early. There's none of that fear, which is sometimes a good thing. Sometimes you want that, but I don't want that, especially when I'm driving somebody else's car and it's on the road. I don't want that. So for me, man, these RS cars make a very strong case for themselves. So on to the next question. Tamron asked, does it have seat warmers? Yes, it does actually. 3 steps. They don't blow cool air though, but they do have a massage function, which in those sports seats is just amazing. The fact that you can fit a massage setting in there. Um, uh, da, da, da. Brandon Surf. Is it worth the price? Sure. At 1.2 million rand in South Africa, probably not. And that's why a lot of people don't buy it. Our market doesn't like station wagons. Our market likes SUVs, and I'm now starting to see why a car like this, why, and this is going to bring me to why this car is my least favorite RS. It's too low, it's too wide, it's too long. I don't want a car this big to be this low anymore. I just don't. I want a car. I'm used to SUVs now. I've driven a lot of SUVs, and I'm just getting used to SUVs because the South African culture nowadays, everybody is going towards SUV. So for me, even, I don't have a dog. I don't have a family. I don't even have a fucking girlfriend. So I don't need the space, okay? I don't need the space. I want something that's 2 doors or 4 doors, but with small, sort of smaller size. And that's why my favorite RS is still the RS3. So the RS3, I think, is faster than this car, right? It feels definitely more focused, slightly more focused. The TTRS is too much for me personally. So I would rank the TTRS probably like second or third. It's just too hectic. It's too intense all the time. It just wants to go fast all the time. The RS3 is the perfect balance for me. And then the RS5 is a nice big coupe that I can also enjoy. I haven't driven the 4-door RS5. I'm getting that soon. I'm going to test that soon. But the 2-door RS5 was one of my favorites because it's got this engine. It's got that 2.9 engine with that howl and that V6. So the RS4 has got all the ingredients, right? It's got the looks. It's got the engine. It's got the 4-wheel drive system, which is, I think, better than all the other 4-wheel drive systems on Audi's range. This one sends 60% up to 70%, I think, to the back. But when you're going around a corner, it's also got a bonus trick where it sends power to the outside rear wheel. So if you're turning this way, it sends power to the outside rear wheel, so it allows the car to turn more. That's the wheel that's now loaded if you're turning this way. So it sends power to the loaded wheel on the outside, and then the car will rotate more. Now, the RS3 doesn't do that. The RS5 doesn't do that. I don't think. I didn't notice it on there, not as much as this one. So, in that sense, this car, if they do make the next RS3 as good as this, I keep pointing like cars here, it's left already. If they make the new RS3 as good as this RS4, that RS3 is going to be insanely good. Because the differential and the chassis setup on the RS4 is just on another planet. But just for me personally, it's just too big. My friends love it. My friend that owns an Audi station wagon, Yasin, shout out to you, Yasin. He loves it. So we were literally gawking at the car last night, just staring at it. So I think for the right person, it's value for money, but not in South Africa. I think Audi brought this here as to showcase what they can do. And it's like a halo car because South Africans don't buy station wagons anyways. So they're probably not going to sell a lot of these here anyway. So that answers your question in a very roundabout way, Brandon Surfs. Bring back Test My Ride, but put on ETV. Badass race car CVT. Thanks for that. And I agree. That would be great. We just need a little bit of funding. If you could organize it, that would be awesome. 19_Ron XN. Which is faster, the RS4 the Golf R7? RS4 is way faster. RS4 is just way fast. It's that next level fast, man. Like the Golf 7R is quick, and I think it's a perfect balance for the road. It's not too fast, it's not too slow. It's a great balance for road driving. The RS4 seems a little bit it's a little bit too fast. Like that's enough, guys. I think we've gone too fast here. So it's way faster. There's a big step, especially when you start accelerating after 100. The way the Golf 7 hits a little bit of a wall there. The RS4 doesn't. The RS4 just keeps accelerating at what feels like the same rate. Golf 7 has that similar effect, but there's definitely a point where it runs out of steam. But the RS4 doesn't. It just doesn't. This one by Mr. Lou Ward. Do all the driver, I'm gonna correct this one. Do all the driver assists make you bored as a driver? In the new cars, not so much, eh? The traction control kicks in this car now and then. If you floor it and you've turned the wheel and you floor it out of like a 90-degree corner, I could feel the inside front wheel was trying to spin, and then the TC would kick in there. So, and then I thought, you know what, I should probably switch that off. I'll get it like an extra 0.1 second a speed to 60 kind of thing, time to 60. But that doesn't make enough of a difference for me to have this giant orange light that's always on inside the car. Now, the older cars, you didn't get that orange light. So I didn't mind turning the TC off on an old car or not having it on in the first place. But these new cars, it always feels like something's wrong if the traction control's off. So I just generally leave it on. And also, this RS4 systems is so good that only once you start trying to extract like the last 20-30%, then you need dynamic mode, which now I can feel the car's all of a sudden the rear wheel biased. I can feel the car's way more pointy in the front, the suspension's harder, the engine sounds louder, the exhaust sounds louder. So when you want that last 30%, then you put it in dynamic mode, and then you maybe turn the aids off if you want to go for a fast run. But anything up to 70% in the Audi, you can just leave it in comfort mode and drive fast, and drive really fast, and the car will just be fine. So if that answers your question, man. Next question. How fast does it go? I think that's 270. I'll have to check that. How would you describe the changing driving? This one is by Jared Bra. How would you describe the change in driving character compared to the old 4? The old RS4. I drove the old RS4 like twice. Dexter's got one. I actually need to go visit him with this RS4. And his one also makes, what did the old one makes? I think his one makes about 300 kilowatts now. You know, they do that cleanup on the intake. I'm not sure what the stuff, I don't know what the standard outputs are. But it's a different car, eh? It's a totally different car. The gearbox, he's got the manual, so there's that. This one doesn't come as an option as a manual. These ones, even the way the engine sits on the old ones, like Audi just got good all of a sudden. I love the B7 RS4. It's a stunning car. It's a nice car to drive, but it's not this. It's nowhere near as dynamic as this. It's very much front wheel biased, power wise, compared to this. It's not as clever as this. And that's the other thing. The RS4 is clever. The new RS cars, and they're getting smarter, and you can feel it. And you've almost got to allow the car to do certain things, because it will fix certain mistakes that you make. If you put too much power down, it will send more power to the back, which means you'll now be able to come out the corner faster. So you've got to sometimes do the wrong thing, and the car will sort that out. Now, I haven't tested that against the clock, but it just kind of feels that way. So the RS4 is just way smarter than the old RS4. And even though RS4, I love the car, it's not in the same league as this one. Not at all. So guys, that's it from me. Tonight is the Robot Racing. Hope to see you guys there. Don't forget to say how's it if you do see me there. And let me know in the comments below what you think of this episode. I didn't post a video this week. I've been busy with this Pertamina shoot. We're busy with a Pertamina shoot now with their GTR racing up against a bike. And we did like a track shoot. So I'm editing that now. So I haven't done much content for Performance page. So I thought I'd just do this and let you guys know what the RS4 is like to drive. So thanks for checking it out. Don't forget to subscribe. Cheers.